Hello, I'm going to present my deployment execution. So here are my Windows server. So on my Windows server here, so this server is my domain controller. So this is a pl.com domain controller, which I can access remotely. So, and this domain controller has a private static IP address, as I mentioned in the previous video. So the DNS, which I mentioned, it is my pl.com. So I don't have any DHCP installed on this server because the DHCP is controlled by my virtual network from Microsoft Azure. So everything about IP address network is controlled from there. Okay, so this is my domain controller, as I said. So I have a RAID disk management. So I create a RAID on these. I have four disks. On these disks, I create two RAID configuration here. So and I also have a file sharing. So this is all the file sharings which I will share with my organization. So as you can see here, this file sharing has the encrypted access for all folders, and the permissions is each particular folder has the permission only for their groups. So the others cannot see or access, and that's it. I also have a shared folder here, which I have all applications, so all groups, which groups will share their particular information using their particular folders. And also I have a user folders here. And for these user folders, I have configure folder redirection. So if I go into the group policy here, sorry, I have a folder redirected for these users. So folder options. Oh no, it's Windows folders. Oh, policies. Here for documents. I have a configuration for the folder redirection, and I have the same for others. So they follow the same. So when the user enter in their particular client, all their files will be stored into the Windows server, which will be more secured. And then my user can log in any client, and they will have the same view from any VM or client that they will log in. Okay, so moving forward, so I have my user in groups. Okay, as you can see here, I have all the users. So, and which user has their own configuration. So they have their policies, their accounts, which belongs to the domain controller. So I didn't configure any specific policy for the end user, so they will be able to log in into the organization anytime. But if I have any particular user that I know that they will log in only in a specific day or time, then I can configure the hours that the user can log in. So for now, all the users are allowed to log in to any hour during the day. So the groups, I have each group's created, and for the particular groups, I have add their respective users. In this way, I can better control their access in the file sharing or any other group policy that I want to create for the specific groups. Then I can apply for the groups. So it will be easier to manage their access. Then I don't need to go through any specific policy for specific users. So I can apply the policy specific for the group. So I also have installed a database. So I have the Microsoft SQL installed on this server as well. As I have shown in the previous video on my infrastructure, I have the installation, the database installation on the Microsoft Azure as well, which I preferably will use that one in cloud instead of having a local installation in this server. So I will discontinue this SQL server installation and go through the cloud installation instead. I also have a web configuration here. So this is my web server installation, which I have for this controller. So for my default site here, I have created a self-signed certificate. Then I can access this application or this web application through the HTTP or rather HTTPS. So as you can see here, the certificate is self-signed, so they will have a warning, so they will not allow you to access directly. So, okay. So now it's time to see the SCSI and printer management. So let me present. So this is the SCSI installation. So here are the disk that I have created. And I'll also create a target here. So as you can see, so this is the configuration for the target. So the IKM configuration or address is here. So the security initiator will be this initiator through this address. So as I mentioned, this is the disk. So this is a virtual disk, which I create with only 10 gigas. So, and lastly, let me show the printer management. So I have this deployment. I deploy this printer management, and I also create a pool for 2 different printers. So I create a marketing printer on one specific address, and I create a pool for this call center printer, which will be more demanded. So the printer is the call center printer, as you can see. So it will have 2 IPs, so which I configure in a pool. So this IP address, I share this call center with this name, so anybody can see this printer over the network, so and then can use that one. So I don't have any specific policy or security, so all authenticated users can have permissions for use that. So all users belongs as authenticated can use this printer. So the other printer that I have created, it's also shared. So, and it has a different IP address. And for the security, so only marketing has access for this printer. So anybody else can access that. So that's all. With that, I covered all steps of my installation. So that's all that I have. Thank you so much. Bye.